catch the movers and shakers. The brightest minds from across the country talking about what makes them tick. This is Rock the Talk on indigomusic.com.
Karunesh, absolute pleasure having you here on indigomusic.com. Big fan. And for those of you watching this or listening to it, well, if you're having a bad day, get to Karunesh Talwar's YouTube channel and check out his videos. It will surely make you smile. If you're having a good day, even better, check out his Master Chef Bhujia joke, and I'm sure you're going to crack up. Big fan, Karunesh. Thank you so much for coming, joining us on this chat.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the kind words.
Yeah. Now, Karunesh, what made you get into comedy? Was it unemployment, or was it because your dad bought that VCR?
Yeah, no, it was a bit of both, to be honest with you. Like, I was 18 when I started doing stand-up about 10 or 11 years ago. And it was because I was obsessed with stand-up comedy. Like when we were able to download things illegally off the internet, people started downloading movies and songs and stuff like that. And I had pretty bad internet, to be honest. That's where it started. So all I could do was download audio albums, and very quickly they went from music to comedy albums. And I started to listen to a lot of stand-up from around the world. And this is when I was 13, 12, you know. Before that, my dad got me a VHS with a comedy special on it. And that's what actually was the beginning of my interest in stand-up. And then from that point onwards, I watched stand-up obsessively. And yeah, I haven't stopped. They opened up the Comedy Store in Bombay when I was about 18 years old, which was then known as the Canvas Laugh Club, and it's now shut. But that's where we started open micing, and a couple of other venues. And we just thought, like, at least I thought that this was going to be a fun hobby, and then I might have to look for a job soon. But I can do this just to entertain myself, I suppose, and to feel good. But yeah, turned out that we got incredibly lucky, and people were interested in watching it. And now some of us have pretty reasonable careers because of it. So yeah, I'm just really grateful that I get to do this here for the time being.
Right. Now, from that little boy who used to enjoy his comedy on VHS tape to having your own show on Amazon Prime Video, how does that feel? How is that for an achievement, Karunesh?
I don't know, to be honest with you, sir, because it's kind of hard for me to look at it like that, you know. Like every time I watch anything that I've done, I can only see the mistakes I made. And so it's kind of, because you spend so much time with that material when you start writing it, and when it's new and it's fresh, that's when you like it. But then after that, it becomes more about crafting it and making it better. And then by the time it's ready to shoot and upload, no matter how promising it looked when it started out, you're sick of it. So then when people tell me that they liked it, I'm like, okay, I'm glad. And then when people tell me that they didn't like it, or they leave a negative comment, I'm like, I kind of agree. So you know, I don't really know in terms of an achievement how much of an achievement it is, but all I can say is that I'm really grateful that I got to do that. Because if I was in any other country like the United States or the UK, after 10 years of doing stand-up, I would probably be making next to no money and driving from one city to another to get 7 minutes on stage. So yeah, I'm very lucky that the demand is so high and that there are only a few hundred comedians in India.
Now, Karunesh, would you regard yourself as a observational comedian? What is your writing process when it comes to your jokes, your stand-up material?
I would regard myself as a cowardly political comedian who forcibly turned into an observational comedian because of the way things are right now. So yeah, I did political comedy for a long time, and then I decided that I didn't want to deal with the mental stress that came with putting out those kinds of opinions. And so then I shifted lanes, and I decided that, you know, while I do have strong opinions, my passion for joke writing and learning how to get better at it is still paramount. And so I'd rather just with the intention of trying to live a peaceful life, just branch out and be more observational. Now it's become more of the phase that I'm in right now. It's more about like really personal stuff, my life, and the things that are going on in my life. I'm about to put out another hour of comedy on Amazon Prime soon, and that's going to be stories about my family and about my relationships. So yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you often joke about that people living in Mumbai should join Bollywood. Now, if you were given that opportunity to join Bollywood, what kind of role would you pick as an actor?
I've been asked to like do some web series here and there and stuff like that, and for whatever reason, it's always a character that's nothing like I am. And because I'm not an actor, the only thing I'd be able to do justice to, I think, is a character that's pretty much like me, that talks like me, looks like me, behaves like me. Outside of that, I don't really think that I have too much ability at acting. But having said that, I don't think you need too much ability if you're in the arts these days. Like you can just do your bare minimum and post.
Yeah.
So the only thing you have to be good at in India professionally is cricket. Out everything else you can be deeply mediocre at, and it's fine. You're still doing better than most people are. So
Now, what is your opinion about crowd work? You've recently started doing that.
I think that it can be fun if it's done originally. The trap that a lot of us fall into with crowd work is that it's almost as if you end up doing the same thing you've seen over a bunch of years, and the lines are a little bit blurred in crowd work when it comes to originality, because of the fact that you're making everything up on the spot. So if something sounds like something that other comedians have said 100,000 times, you get a free pass. But when you start doing things like that, you dilute your own originality, and it's not just that. It's just not that much fun for comedy fans to watch. So I had like 2 or 3 crowd work videos that I was choosing from, and I chose this one to upload only because I felt like this is the one where I've stayed the most authentic to myself, and where I think I'm providing a better value to the audience compared to the other 2 videos. So yeah, I love crowd work. I just don't think any of us currently do it at the level that that people around the world can. But having said that, I don't think any comedian in India does stand up at that level either, because it's a fairly new art form in India. It's been around for maybe 10, 11 years. The only person doing it before that was Veer. So, and he was also doing a large part of his stand up outside of India, and then he came to India. So, I think that once the industry has been around over here for as much time as it has in the US and in other places, we'll see a massive surge in quality, especially when people when people who've faced greater trauma than us get on stage, when people who've come from humbler backgrounds than us get on stage, you will hear more of genuinely funnier stuff. That's what I think. So yeah, I just think that as far as crowd work or even stand up is concerned, we do have an issue with quality in India right now. But I only anticipate that we'll get better at it.
All right, for all your fans who are watching and listening to this, Karunesh, what's next on your plate?
So there is, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you guys for watching what I do. It's given me the freedom to be able to pursue this full time for a living, and to be able to work on content and put it out. And it's obviously given me a better life than I'd had before. So I'm deeply appreciative and grateful. I am putting out a new hour of stand-up on Amazon Prime Video. I am not quite sure when, but once I have the release date, I'll announce it on my social media. Outside of that, because of the pandemic, all shows are cancelled pretty much like last year. And yeah, what's next on my agenda is hopefully to get vaccinated after the 1st of May, and look after my health. And hopefully, once we're out of this mess, then I can start touring again, and I can start doing shows again, working on a new hour. If things don't open up in the next couple of months, then I'm going to build my next hour on Zoom, which is what I did for the previous one as well. The one that's coming out on Amazon Prime right now, it's different from any other hour of comedy I've done, because it's much more challenging, because I've built it mostly on Zoom shows. And yeah, usually would get to tour the entire country and the world in order to do that hour multiple times and to finesse it and to get it to a certain point. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm very excited to see how people react to it. And I'm excited to see if building a show on Zoom works, because I've done it once now, and I might have to do it again for the next content that I put out, whether it's on YouTube or on an OTT or whatever, So yeah, that's what the next few months at least look like for me.
Now, Karunesh, try and answer these questions with one word if you can.
Okay.
E.T. or Koi Mil Gaya?
Koi Mil Gaya.
Stand-up shows or simply lying down the whole day?
Stand-up shows.
Describe Honey Singh's song in one word.
Bad. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
If Karunesh wasn't a stand-up comedian, what would he be?
Cricket commentator.
Cricket commentator. That's interesting.
Yes, at least I would try to be.
Okay. Favorite Indian stand-up comedian?
Varun Grover.
All right. And if you have a message to aspiring stand-up comics who are watching you right now, what would that message be, Karunesh?
Stay at home, wash your hands, wear masks when you go out, and try to stay alive until stand-up opens up again. And once it opens up, write jokes, get on stage, and just the most important thing is don't try to make them laugh, try to make you laugh, because there are 100,000 people who are pandering to what the audience wants, but the only ones that are doing really well and that are making good content are the ones that are trying to entertain themselves through and through. Don't care about getting wealthy or rich or whatever. Don't care about getting popular. Those things, they happen to the people that they happen to, at least in my circle, are the people who never really even worried about that or gave it a second's worth of thought. They were just obsessed with writing good jokes. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Well, Karunesh, it was an absolute pleasure having this chat with you. Once again, a very big fan. Looking forward to your Amazon videos. Please stay safe, get vaccinated. And thank you very much for spending time with us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome. My pleasure. Cheers.